Many people already know something about the million-dollar case against McDonald's in the early 19s due to a hot cup of coffee. But what did really happen? This is Simplified Story of Liebeck versus McDonald's, the million-dollar lawsuit. On February 27, 1992, Stella Liebeck, a 79-year-old woman from Albuquerque, New Mexico, ordered a 49-cent cup of coffee from the drive-thru window of a local McDonald's restaurant. Liebeck was in the passenger seat, and the car did not have any cup holders. Liebeck placed the coffee cup between her knees and pulled the far side of the lid toward her to remove it to add some sugar. In the process, she spilled the entire cup of coffee on her lap. Liebeck was wearing cotton sweatpants. They absorbed the cotton and held it against her skin, scalding her thighs, buttocks, and groin. The coffee was not just hot, but dangerously hot. McDonald's corporate policy was to serve it at a temperature that could cause serious burns in seconds. Liebeck was taken to the hospital where it was determined that she had suffered third-degree burns on 6% of her skin and lesser burns over 16%. She remained in the hospital for 8 days while she underwent skin grafting. During this period, Liebeck lost 20 pounds, 9.1 kilograms, nearly 20% of her body weight, reducing her to 83 pounds, 38 kilograms. After the hospital stay, Liebeck needed care for 3 weeks, which was provided by her daughter. Liebeck suffered permanent disfigurement after the incident and was partially disabled for 2 years. Liebeck's case was far from an isolated event. McDonald's had received more than 700 previous reports of injury from its coffee, including reports of third-degree burns, and has paid settlements in some cases. Mrs. Liebeck offered to settle the case for $20,000 to cover her medical expenses and lost income. But McDonald's never offered more than $800. Liebeck did not accept the offer. When McDonald's refused to raise its offer, Liebeck retained Texas attorney Reed Morgan. Morgan filed suit in New Mexico District Court accusing McDonald's of gross negligence for selling coffee that was unreasonably dangerous and defectively manufactured. McDonald's refused Morgan's offer to settle for $90,000. Morgan offered to settle for $300,000, and a mediator suggested $225,000 just before trial, but McDonald's refused these final pretrial attempts to settle. The trial took place from August 8 through 17, 1994. During the case, Liebeck's attorneys discovered that McDonald's required franchisees to hold coffee at 180 to 190 degrees Fahrenheit, 82 to 88 degrees Celsius. Liebeck's attorney argued that coffee should never be served hotter than 140 degrees Fahrenheit, 60 degrees Celsius, and that a number of other establishments served coffee at a substantially lower temperature than McDonald's. They presented evidence that coffee they had tested all over the city was all served at a temperature of at least 20 degrees Fahrenheit, 11 degrees Celsius lower than what McDonald's served. Liebeck's lawyers also presented the jury with expert testimony that 190 degree Fahrenheit, 88 degrees Celsius coffee may produce third-degree burns where skin grafting is necessary in about 3 seconds, and 180 degrees Fahrenheit, 82 degrees Celsius coffee may produce such burns in about 12 to 15 seconds. Lowering the temperatures to 160 degrees Fahrenheit, 71 degrees Celsius would increase the time for the coffee to produce such a burn to 20 seconds. Liebeck's attorneys argued that these extra seconds could provide adequate time to remove the coffee from exposed skin, thereby preventing many burns. A 12-person jury reached its verdict on August 18, 1994. Applying the principles of comparative negligence, the jury found that McDonald's was 80% responsible for the incident and Liebeck was 20% at fault. They awarded Liebeck $200,000 in compensatory damages, which was then reduced by 20% to $160,000. In addition, they awarded her $2.7 million in punitive damages. Not a small amount of money, in other words. Liebeck died on August 5, 2004, at age 91. And sadly, according to her daughter, the burns and court proceedings had taken their toll, and in the years following the settlement, Liebeck had no quality of life and that the settlement had paid for a live-in nurse.